just attack the basket.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nostalgic Rips. Let's get right into it today. We got our Eevee for good luck. Let's do Series 2, 93-94 NBA Hoops. Let's get right into it. Hope everybody's doing good today. We got 36 packs of NBA Hoops. 93-94 Series 2. Let's do it. Right to it. All right, we're starting with Alonzo Mourning, Robinson, Kessler, Mario Ellie, Koncak, David Wood, Harvey Grant. Oh, on the anniversary, sorry. Derek Harper, Lucius Harris, Greg Graham, Rick Mahorn, AC Green, and Madkins. Steve Kerr, George Mearson, Brian Williams, James Worthy, Irvin Johnson, not Magic though, Mike Brown, Sleepy Floyd. Sleepy is stuck to somebody. What in the heck? Sleepy Floyd. Derek Coldman on Admiral's Choice. Raja, Padillo, Bobby Fills, Lionel Simmons, and Jamal Mashburn. Tom Chambers, Reggie Williams, Henry James, Williams, Chris Webber. Is that? Yeah, that was Webber's rookie card. Yeah. Luther Wright. What is up with this? I don't understand. Oh, it's because of that gold medallion. Dang. Kendall Gill, Scottie Pippen on the Supreme Court, Jim Les, Morningstar, Checklist. Yeah, because this is Series 2, no Jordans that I'm completely aware of. Hersey Hawkins, Sleepy Floyd, Penny Hardaway. Yeah, that's Penny's rookie. Corey Blunt, Rodney Rogers, Popeye Jones, followed by Popeye Jones, Lechner, Frank Johnson, Chris Mills, Gilliam, Keith Jennings, John Crotty, Wingate Whitney, Todd Leachy. There's a Nick Anderson on the anniversary. Buechler, Bill Lambier, Checklist, Vinny Del Negro, and an answer card. Trevor Wilson, Ken Norman, LaSalle Thompson, Bobby Hurley, Fat Lever, Warren Kidd, Chris, I ain't saying his last name, Robert Parrish, Mark Bryant, Keith Askins, Rex Chapman, Andrew Lang, and Sean Elliott. Bonner, Edwards, Grant, Pete Myers on the anniversary, Moses Malone, Waters, Joe Klein, Sean Kemp, Harvey Grant, Willie Burton. Scott Burrell. That's a sick Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. I do know that this card, I think you can get this card in the Series 2 and it's autographed if I'm not mistaken. But this is still a sick card. Greg Kite, Pete Myers, Duckworth, Hammonds. That just sounded ugly. Mark Aguirre on the anniversary. Sean Bradley on the all-rookie team. Tyrone Hill, Nick Anderson, Reggie Smith, Matt Geiger, and Eric Riley. Jeff Grayer, Kendall Gill, Carl Malone, Randy Brown, Dominique Wilkins, Sean Bradley, Malcolm Mackey, Chris Dudley, Manute Bolt, Danny Manning, Askew, Allen Houston, and Nick Van Exel, rookie. James Worthy, Irvin Johnson, Mike Brown, Anthony Bonner, Raja on the anniversary, that really sucks. Celebrating 5 years with David Robinson, which is now tore all to piss because it stuck. Jamal Mashburn, Rex Walters, Joe Klein, Bobby Phils, Sean Kemp. All right, stack one done. That really sucks about that David Robinson. That's kind of a cool card. But if you've been watching my videos, you kind of come to expect some form of bricking somehow. Tony Kukoc, Calbert Cheney, Kevin Brooks, Charles Barkley, Rich King, Isaiah Ryder, Kevin Edwards on the anniversary, Sam Cassell, LaSalle Thompson, Darnell Mee, Avery Johnson, Vin Baker, and Christian Laettner. Derek Coleman, Malcolm McKee, Jay something, Alonzo Mourning, James Robinson, Rex Walters on the anniversary, Sam Bowie, Scott Haskin, Derek Harper, Lucius Harris, Greg Graham. You know, I have ripped a lot of the 93-94 NBA hoops and never had any problems with them sticking like these are. There's Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, Mursan, PJ Brown, yeah, Like, I've never had that happen at all. Admiral's Choice, Kenny Anderson, Scottie Pippen, Craig Elo, Lindsey Hunter, George Lynch, Dino Raja. It's kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Listen, I mean, that's just nasty for this. Whatever. It is what it is. Tim Hardaway, Shrimp, Tom Chambers, Eric Anderson, Reggie Williams, Henry James. There's anniversary of David Robinson. Checklist, Greg Anderson, Kurt Rambis, Shays, Ken Williams, Jim Less, and that was Jim Less. PJ Brown, Chris Gatling, Hersey Hawkins, Penny Hardaway, Dana Barros on the anniversary, Earl Antonio Davis, David Robinson, Popeye Jones, Lechner, Shinsius, Cliff Robinson, Mark Aguirre, Gilliam, Jennings, Crotty, Wingate, Mark Bryant on the anniversary, Dana Barros, Benjamin Buechler, Bill Lambier, checklist. Mario Ellie, Concac, David Wood, Trevor Wilson, Ken Norman, Lascelles Thompson, Detlef Schrempf, Rick Mahorn, AC Green, Gerald Madkins, Robert Parrish, Mark Bryant, Keith Askins. Worthy, Johnson, Brown, Bonner, Weatherspoon, Terry DeHeer, Calbert Cheney on the anniversary. This one's bad stuck, so let's just... Yep. Dude, that would have been awesome too. Look at that. It's because of that damn foil. Second year, Shaquille O'Neal, Admiral's Choice. Obviously, that's ruined. But Patio, Jamal Mashburn, Moses Malone, and Rex Walters. Henry James, Jason Williams, Chris Webber, Luther Wright, Scott Burrell, another of the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson with Corey Blunt on the stuck to the backside of him. There we go. That came off fairly easy. Jared Mustaf, Tyrone Hill, Nick Anderson, Reggie Smith, Matt Geiger, Eric Riley. Jason Williams, Chris Webber, Luther Wright, Burrell. Is this the exact same pack that we just opened? This feels like it. Fat Lever on the... With Larry Johnson on the back of him. Stuck. And there's no helping it. There's no helping it. Supreme Court for Larry Johnson. Morningstar, Checklist, Grant Long, Mustaf, and Tyrone Hill. Halfway through. These feel a little bit better. I don't know what was up with that one stack, but holy crap. Penny Hardaway rookie, Corey Blunt, Patrick, Rodney Rogers, Jeff Grayer, Kendall Gill, Frank Johnson on the anniversary. Frank Johnson, normal. Chris Dudley, Manute Bowl, Danny Manning. Wingate, Whitney, Todd Leachy, Tony Kukoc, Calbert Chaney, Kevin Brooks, Matt Geiger. Checklist, Vinny Del Negro, Sam Cassell, LaSalle Thompson, and Daryl Mee. Bobby Hurley, Fat Lever, Kidd, Derek Coleman, Mackey, Rex Chapman on the gold, Rex Chapman on the regular, Andrew Lang, Sean Elliott, Sam Bowie, Scott Haskin. Kevin Edwards, Josh Grant, Felton Spencer, Eddie Johnson, Dennis Rodman, Kevin Duckworth on the anniversary. Stuck to another David Robinson. I would really like to have this card not like that because it's really cool looking. Harvey Grant, Willie Burton, Scottie Pippen, Craig Elo, Lindsey Hunter, George Lynch. Greg Kite, Pete Myers for the Bulls, Kevin Duckworth, Hammonds, Tim Hardaway, Detlef Schrempf. Stuck to all kinds of cards. Blue Edwards on the anniversary, who is stuck to a Supreme Court of Hakeem Olajuwon, Greg Anderson, Kurt Rambis, Shays, and Ken Williams. Karl Malone, Randy Brown, Sean Bradley, Chris Gatling, Vincent Askew, Trevor Wilson on the anniversary, Allen Houston, Nick Van Exel, AC Earl, Antonio Davis, and David Robinson. Rich King, Isaiah Ryder, Herb Williams, Cliff Robertson, Mark Aguirre, Dennis Rodman on the anniversary, Avery Johnson, Vin Baker, Christian Laettner, Tony Campbell, Hakeem, and Barros. All right, stack number 3 down. We are 3/4 of the way. One stack to go. All right, we got Luther Wright, Scott Burrell, Bird and Magic, Greg Kite, Pete Myers, Kevin Duckworth. Shoot. All right, Scottie Pippen on the gold anniversary, Matt Geiger. Eric Riley, Greg Anderson. What is up with these things, man? Kurt Rambis and Dan Shays. All right, we got to do better than that. We have got to do better than that. Rogers, Grayer, Gill, Malone, Randy Brown, Dominique Wilkins, Randy Brown on the medallion, Chris Dudley, Manute Bull, Danny Manning, Askew, Allen Houston, and Nick Van Exel. Todd Leachy, Tony Kukoc, Calvert Chaney, Kevin Brooks, Charles Barkley, Rich King, Nick Van Exel, Sam Cassell, me, Avery Johnson, Vin Baker, and Christian Laettner. Derek Coleman, McKee, Lonzo, James Robinson, Kessler, Tony Campbell on the gold anniversary, Sam Bowie, Scott Haskin, Derek Hunter, Lucius Harris, Greg Graham. 5 packs to go. Eddie Johnson. Stuck to Dennis Rodman. Steve Kerr, Mirsan, Brian Williams, Derek Harper, Craig Elo, Lindsey Hunter, George Lynch, Raja, Patio, and Simmons. Tom Hammonds, Tim Hardaway, Detlef Schrempf, Tom Chambers, Anderson. That one was really bad. John Stockton on the Supreme Court. Ken Williams, Les, Morningstar, Checklist, and Long. Sean Bradley, P.J. Brown, Gatling, Larry Nance. I don't know what I was thinking there. Sleepy Floyd, Ace Earl. Oh, hold on. There we go. Manute Bull, Ace Earl, Antonio Davis, David Robinson, Popeye Jones, Lechner, and that guy. All right, Isaiah Ryder, Mark Aguirre, Gilliam, Jenkins, Crotty, Jay Geidinger, Tony Campbell, Dana Barros, Benoit Benjamin, Buechler, and Bill Laimbeer. I mean, the coolest cards that we got out of here are these Bird and Magic ones. I ain't gonna lie. This box, the Series 2, the Series 1 is awesome. I like the Series 1. I think, I know for a fact, we ripped the Series 1 earlier on our channel. The Series 2 sucks. I ain't gonna lie. You guys can say it's okay, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. Ellie, Konak, Wood, Trevor Wilson, Norman, LaSalle Thompson, Irvin Johnson, Rick Mahorn, AC Green, Madkins, blah, blah, and blah. All right. So, yeah, definitely our coolest cards was these Bird and Magic cards. I like those. Those are pretty cool, but outside in that, I didn't like it. And you know what really sucks? Is I have another box of this. That blows. So, at some point, we will be ripping another box of this. And so, yeah. But anyway, hey, it gave us something to do. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Tune into the next one. I appreciate everybody, and we'll see you next time.